Phoenix Wright, and Danganronpa. This game is inspired by them. Bound by Blood. It's a little demo I found on itch, and I really think that's up my alley. So let's get into it, shall we? I am Gloomy and I finally did it. Now we are connected. Still, it is not enough. Communication is difficult, and small things easily cause confusion. Even we are close now. Words are the only way I can reach you. We have nothing else but these words. Let them be the ones who express us. It has been a long time since we last spoke. What feeling lingers in you now? Anxiety? I understand. Now I understand everything about you. A disquiet toward life has settled deep within you. A weariness of things, of all things. A weariness of existing, of simply being. A weariness that craves a sleep so deep no amount of rest could ever satisfy. What finally made you decide to do it? I don't know. Now I can see it through your eyes. His eyes are full of fear and disbelief, like those of a lost child. No matter how hard you try, you cannot forget his face. It is always there, like a spectre. It drowns out all other thoughts, gripping you with icy hands each time you close your eyes. It seeps into you, mingling with all you see, speak, and feel. If you could, you would rip it from your very core. He wants to remind you. What remains is disgust and shame for yourself. Get lost. Our lives are now intertwined. There is no turning back. There is still a lot left to do. You cannot escape who you are. You just have to accept it. Now let's put our memories back in order together. Well, that escalated quickly. I will begin and then preparation. You packed everything in your backpack, the bed, the knife, the candle. You were ready to go. Resolution. You had to do it before you changed your mind. You used an excuse to get into his house. When it comes to business, there's a certain level of trust people make some favors. After all, who would deny you a glass of water? Waiting. You knew they usually expect anyone at home that day, but you wanted to wait. You locked yourself in the bathroom. No matter how hard they knocked on the door, you didn't dare open it. Fortunately, no one asked questions. No one knew you were in there, or rather that it was precisely you. Action. When the others left, I came out and walked up. My heart was pounding. It felt like it could shut off my... I hit him on the head until he was knocked out. Ritual. He was confused, barely conscious. He didn't scream once. I needed him just like that. I tied him up, craved those symbols into his skin like you wanted. I made him say your name. And finally you burned his soul. Realization. I did all this. I'm not just a murderer, I didn't just take a life. Disfigured myself. Couldn't read all that. That was too fast sometimes. Can't find the courage to step inside. The fear etched on my face is undeniable. Matthew. And the look on your face. It's practically begging for handcuffs. She leans closer. Her voice is smooth, but her smile is distant and carries a hint of icy detachment. I turn my eyes away in irritation and rub my face, anticipating the nervousness that this conversation will bring. Calm down. Your mind is impressively sharp, and your sense of self-preservation is remarkable. If you can't handle it, I wonder who else could. Her tone has grown more serious, and even though she's fully aware of how much she gets under my skin, she pretends not to notice. Do you plan on torturing me for a long time? All I'm saying is that you can do it. The gaze becomes more intense. This time, it seems she has no intention of provoking me. The strongest lies hold a spark of truth. A castle built solely on deceit will fall by its own hand. It demands too much mental energy and, in the long run, becomes unsustainable, especially in complicated situations like this. As usual, her words annoy me, but they still manage to distract me and make me feel a little better. Did you learn that from my father too, or did you pick it up from some movie? I used to think everything was easy. I don't think I can afford to tell half-truths. I catch her pause, startled by my response, but she recovers immediately. That glare tells me she's already plotting another one of her irritating comebacks. Perhaps in a novel. Anyway, if you behave, it'll be over quickly. On top of that, the cop you'll be talking to doesn't seem very sharp. Play your cards right and he might even end up helping you. He makes such silly faces when he loses his tempers. It'll be hilarious. I understand, but that's enough. My patience is worn thin. Part of me appreciates it, but I can't bear to hear her speak another word. Her calmness infuriates me. I feel like she's treating this all like a game. Did you get upset about something? It seems like she's trying to feign innocence that doesn't belong to her, with the sole purpose of provoking me. Leave me alone. Oh, he actually got offended. Naturally, she pretends to be shocked by this revelation in order to inflict further torment. She won't get a response from me. I'm tired of even listening to her. God damn, man, you look tired as frick. Off we go, into the police station, I guess. Rexon. This way, please. Do me a favor, sit down, or I'm going to give myself a stiff neck. And shut the door while you're at it. It's only in that moment that I realize how odd my behavior must have looked. My heart quickens, each throb striking like a knife to my chest. I gotta say, if you're not used to being interrogated, you will act dumb. That's normal. An odd behavior is absolutely normal. It's much less normal to not act odd in a situation like this. So that goes fine, I guess. So, do you know why you are here? I feel a tightness in my chest. My lips move to say something, aware that I should respond with confidence and ease, but my body betrays me. What? The officer lifts his eyes from documents, stares at me. A terrified face doesn't make him doubt me, only increasingly annoyed. I seem like a weakling to him, and wasting time on someone like me irritates him even more. Listen, kid, I'm a busy man, very busy. There's a crime scene to investigate and I want to get moving. I've been sitting here for 6 hours and haven't even had lunch yet. The fact that he mentions lunch means that he's so not interested in him. I startle, stumbling backward so abruptly that I nearly fall off the chair, frightened by the sudden change in the man's demeanor. I'm sorry. The officer doesn't even register my presence, instead using my stillness to shout even more, letting his frustration spill over. Can you imagine what those other incompetents will say him? Have you seen Gregson anywhere? No, they've probably assigned him to some pointless task. At that point, I feel the fear ease, replaced by a growing annoyance toward the man, an irritation that, for a moment, even manages to outweigh my terror. Even though I'm still rattled, I make an attempt to intervene. I don't... Pointless tasks, that's what they call them, but they don't even know how to fill out an investigation form. It's always on me to handle everything. Gregson, where's that form? Gregson, the coffee. Gregson, I've reached my limit. I can't hold back anymore. Under normal circumstances, I would have handled this situation more calmly, but fear has turned into anger and my gaze is now filled with irritation. Even in my voice, my frustration shows, though there's still a hint of hesitation. Look, I'd rather not deal with your problems. I'm short on time too. Ah, yes, it's just that I desperately need a pause. The officer gives a frustrated hand gesture, but his voice becomes more subdued. Returning to the documents, he seems distracted, as if his focus has slipped. How odd. They don't seem to be taking my questioning seriously. Maybe the evidence is thin, or maybe I'm just stuck with an incompetent. Surely they wouldn't trust a delicate investigation to a guy like him, and they definitely wouldn't let him work solo. Hold on a second. There. Yeah, that's it. The officer appears to be trying to refocus while glancing distractedly at the document before him. Matthew Evans, am I right? Although I've concluded that he's an idiot, a jolt of fear still shoots through me. Yes. Student of... The officer flicks through his papers, ignoring me, asking questions merely to give himself time to finish reading. I'm a law major. I reply more composedly, getting accustomed to his attitude, which has started to feel less threatening. Yeah, you see now, that kind of thing, that's a little strange. You don't get accustomed to things so quickly. I mean, the police officer did his part in making him more relaxed by bringing his own personality in the investigation, but still, I'd wager a guess that most people wouldn't get composed that quickly. Unless you're super rich. Because super rich people are just used to lying all the time, I guess. And how old are you? I'm 21. Fresh out of school. He puts on a false, friendly tone as if he'd suddenly decided to act like a good guy. No. The officer gazes at me, genuinely puzzled, maybe expecting some unexpected insights. 3 years ago. My voice weakens, words catching in my throat. 3 years ago, what? The officer, clearly intrigued, leans in and sharpens his gaze. It's been 3 years since I graduated high school. I'm not freshly out. Cast my eyes down, completely aware of how weird I probably look. For goodness sake. Amazing, we went in circles for 5 minutes and the big revelation is you finished school 3 years ago. No need to be straightforward from the beginning, huh? Somehow I feel like I've only made things worse. Huh. Okay, back to it. Do you have any idea why you're here? I'm unclear on the details. All I know is that I was asked to come. I answer, keeping a cool head this time. His fits of anger have shown me I shouldn't be overly afraid. In fact, his temper might play to my advantage. Guys like him are inconsistent. You can twist him any way you want. Listen, Evans, I'd like to think you're smart. Neither of us has the time to waste, so let's cut to the chase. Do you happen to know someone named Michael Anderson? He was 32 and lived in an apartment, making a living by selling drugs and laundering the proceeds via online collectibles. I've passed by there several times. It's a road that I often take when coming back from university. A friend of mine lives nearby and used to get weed from him. That's how I found out about him. He seemed like the perfect target. I got his contact, met him in person, and pretended I wanted to buy something. We exchanged only a handful of messages. Though I assume he had plenty of other chats, I was never a regular customer. Yes, but I don't know much about him. We know you're one of his customers. You buy weed from him. I understand. So what? The policeman looks me over for a moment and, after a brief pause, continues. Michael Anderson was murdered. I feel a tightness in my chest and a burning in my eyes, as if they're about to tear up while I blink rapidly. That's awful, I managed to say in a faint voice. Oh, it got a stress meter. Huh. Yes, go ahead. That's a problem. If I don't know how much he really knows, I risk saying the wrong thing. I need to ask him questions to find out what information I need to build on a solid alibi. I have to be careful not to let stress build up too much. Otherwise, I'll risk losing my cool and end up getting caught. Forgive me, we're always short-staffed. Or so they say. So what? Just call Gregson, right? He'll take care of it. So, we were saying, are you aware of the business Mr. Anderson was involved in? Nothing you wouldn't know already. My relationship with him was, as always, pretty superficial. Beyond the dealings, we weren't close at all. In fact, the less I saw of him, the better. If nothing else, I'd move on to something else. Not much. Let's just go with the second option here. Actually, I'd like to focus right here. Help me understand. Yesterday afternoon, you choose to see someone you say you'd rather keep a distance. Can you explain why? Yes, it's happening right now as well. Unfortunately, sometimes it's unavoidable. Is there something you want to tell me? That seems a little sassy though. That definitely happens to me quite often. Why? I'm not sure what kind of answer you're expecting from me. Let's go with the third one. Maybe you've got some information to share, I don't know. What are you planning to do here? Grab yourself a drink. Information about what exactly? I don't know. You tell me what I'm doing here. I have no information to give you. Let's go with the second one. The second one seems logical. I think it's pretty clear what I mean. Don't pretend otherwise. You met with Anderson yesterday. You talk about it as if I'm hiding something. Did someone tell you that, trying to accuse me? I fail to see what you expect me to say. I still wouldn't understand. He was murdered, I met with him, that's fine. There's no need to go angry about that. We'll find out soon enough. I'd say it's time to move on to something much more important. I really need your help with this. Anything that comes to mind about who was involved or why it happened to Michael Anderson is really important. Even the smallest detail, even what seems insignificant to you, could turn out to be a valuable lead. You really have no idea who you could have been. Nothing comes to mind at the moment, but a clarification about what happened might help me. I find it hard to believe you don't have any leads or that you haven't excluded anyone yet. Let's go with the second one. The third one seems a little too aggressive if you ask me, and the first one is to spot it, if you get what I mean. I'm not sure how much I can go into detail. You understand that some information is restricted to those working in the case. I take it you haven't been following today's news, though I'm sure it'll be circulating around the neighborhood before long. After all, knowing there's someone crazy out there is bound to make people uneasy. Do you have any suspicions about someone? Nothing relevant comes to mind at the moment. It seems too off. Any thoughts on who could have done it? A crazy person? It's quite specific. Where do you think that fits? That seems interesting. Let's hang up on the crazy person here then. Anderson died from blood loss, but the circumstances are horrifying and even the doctors are still puzzled by some of the details. The body showed burns, hemorrhaging, and lacerations that reached all the way to the intestines. It was real torture. What makes the case particularly unsettling, though, is the crime scene itself. It looks like some sort of sanctuary, or maybe a setup for a satanic ritual. I don't know much about these things, but it was the impression it gave me. No theories on anyone? Nothing significant comes to mind for now. You must have ruled someone out, or at least considered a few people, right? Any thoughts on who could have done this? Let's go with the third one. We don't know much yet, and digging too hard seems off-putting, and I wager a guess that the third one would be the natural question you'd point in this situation like this. If I had a clue, I wouldn't be wasting my time talking to you, Evans. Funny, you seemed smarter than that at first. Oh, fuck you, Gregson. Who found Anderson's body? And what could the crime scene be? As far as I know, he could have been killed right here. Everything is so unclear. Those two, you're no police officers. So you're here for an interrogation. Everything so unclear seems to be a perfect fit for this. Really? Is that so? You seem pretty disengaged, Evans, which is exactly what I asked you not to be. Why should I be engaged? And say I knew him, but it seems like Anderson was involved with some pretty dangerous types. I really don't know what to say. I'm not sure how it all works, but given the rival gangs and criminal environment he was part of, it's fair to say he wasn't exactly out of danger. That seems to indicate that we know more about this. Which we don't. Can't say I knew him. That seems like a good answer. Yeah, no question there, but the methods don't line up with any gang we're aware of. It's possible someone broke in and tortured him over territorial dispute or personal vendetta, sure, but a lot of things still don't add up. To get a fuller picture, we need to reconstruct his day in detail, and your version could help us do that. Which version? I barely know what happened, and you're expecting a version? Certainly, my only doubt is understanding what part of my testimony could actually be useful to you. Let's go. We don't know that guy. We don't know that guy at least that much. He's our drug dealer, so we call him up, he brings us weed, that's all. God, if I'm talking about this, I'm wagering a guess that this episode's going to be 18 plus soon. Let's keep it child friendly. Yeah. No, I barely know what happened, and you're expecting a version? Well, I get the feeling there's a lot you're not telling me, Evans, and as usual, you're being a little evasive about it. I'll say it again, even a seemingly minor detail could make a difference. Anderson had a wide client base, and the ones he trusted most were allowed to make purchases directly from his apartment. Anderson and I have a mutual friend who used to go over to his place in the afternoon to smoke or buy. Anderson didn't smell great, so I preferred to keep my distance. He's smelly, I don't go near him. Yeah, let's give him some tidbits of information that seems about right. We had a friend together. You could have said that earlier, couldn't you? Finally decided to talk, huh? Now tell me more about this mutual friend. Spare me the pointless stories that have nothing to do with the case. You've probably already interrogated him. He was likely one of the first, so what did he say? He has class in the morning and a long trip home in the evening. If he went there outside those hours, that's suspicious. He's a real chatterbox. He doesn't even realize he's monopolizing the entire conversation. I don't know, my friend. Sorry for the cut. Yeah, you've probably interrogated him. What the hell does that have to do with anything? The whole point of this conversation is to get you talking, not me. Fine, if you insist I can tell you a thing or two. Your friend got to Anderson's place at 6:05 p.m. Says he's only stayed a short while. He was probably one of the last clients to see him. But from that point on, everything is a mystery, and I plan to get to the bottom of it. I'm sure you've got something I need to hear. This information might come in handy. I'll have to watch my words. 6:05 p.m. sounds like a time worth remembering. And the fact that Jan didn't see me and had no idea I was locked in the bathroom while he was there, that could work in my favor. I'm curious about you, Evans. You are reserved, very private, but understanding you a little better might help me clear up a few things. You live alone. I have a feeling you're steering this somewhere. Is this about my place? Is there a reason you're asking? I moved to the area to attend the university. Yeah, that seems like a valid answer. I imagine you're enjoying the off-campus life now. At your age, it's all about staying out late and having fun. You're not still in a dorm, right? They used to be pretty strict about curfews, at least when I was around. So what time do you usually get up? Why do you want to know when I stay up? I'm just renting. My house vary. If something unexpected comes up, I might stay out late, but that's not usually the case. Beats me. Do you actually keep track of what time you come and go? Why are you so interested in my schedule? What's so special about it? That seems too defensive. That's basic information you'd normally give away if asked about in such a setting, mostly even to some strangers, although it could be weird. So the first answer seems like a fitting one, I guess. Not usually the case, huh? So it's rare for you to come home late. I bet you've been getting back early these past few days, right? That's an odd thing to ask. Are you trying to test me, or is there a problem with the way I manage my time? I'm not sure. I suppose I was a bit absent-minded and distracted. I might have come home later than I remembered. You seem quite focused on that point. Taking that's an odd thing to ask. Then I feel that. I'm not sure as too shallow, and this one seems too pointed. Alright, let me make this absolutely clear. We've questioned quite a few people, and like I said, we're very interested in your movements. Your landlady gave us the security footage. It shows you coming back at 1 AM. Don't tell me that means nothing, because you're going to have to explain what you were doing out at that hour. This bit of information might come in handy. The fact that he knows I got back at 1 AM makes it tough to claim I stayed home the whole time, minding my own business. It's a detail worth keeping in mind. There's one more small issue to settle, and this time it's best not to drag it out too long. We've made some observations about your movements. I always go to the same places. I don't think I did anything unusual, did I? Which movements exactly? I'm willing to clear up any doubt or misunderstanding. It's definitely not me who's stalling. Honestly, it feels like you enjoy building suspense a little too much. That's too pointed. That's so too pointed. You barely. That's basically an attack, I say. And in that situation, we are still holding up our alibi as a unknowing student who did the typical things. But not that typical. That seems like we could. Actually, we didn't go to the same places. We actually killed that guy, as far as I'm aware. But yeah. Which movements exactly? I'm willing to clear. Yeah, that seems like a right choice. Being cooperative here seems like the right move for me. Sounds good, Evans. But are you really telling me nothing stands out? Not even a single unusual stop or detour yesterday. Sharing that might actually help us make a sense of all this. I can't shake the feeling you're expecting me to say something. Is there a particular event you're referring to? Nothing comes to mind. Before we sort this out, maybe you should make it clear what you're getting at. That's still likely to be a little too straightforward. Let's take this one. This seems right. It gives off that we have no sense, that we don't think about what we did was wrong. So that's good. Nothing comes to mind as, well, we did something out of usual yesterday, it seems like. Although we don't know it yet, which is a little odd. But let's go with that one. Exactly a specific event. Push yourself a bit. I bet you'll remember something if you try. I don't know what you're talking about. I'd get it more if you spoke plainly, but the way you're circling around, it almost seems like you're trying to make up me slip up. Yeah, let's go with this one. It seems like... Alright then, explain this to me, Evans. Why were you hanging around Anderson's place so late at night? The description fits perfectly. The neighbor says she saw you hanging around close to midnight. We showed her a photo and she identified you. This information might come in handy. It would be best to come up with a credible excuse for being in that area. Most importantly, I mustn't forget that someone saw me near Anderson's house at midnight. I need a short break. I'll be going for a couple of minutes to stretch my legs and grab a bite. Does the bad come now? Bad cop come now? Blah, blah, blah. This is my one chance to put everything back together and review every detail of my alibi. I won't be able to review it again, I have to remember every detail. I stopped by the victim's house late in the afternoon to briefly meet with him. I left at around 6 p.m. and went to the arcade with a friend afterward. We went for a walk in the park at 8 p.m. and stayed until 9:30 p.m. Afterwards, I walked my friend home, which was near my own home. I got home at 1 a.m. However, around midnight, I passed by the victim's house on my way to retrieve the keys I had left at the park. That should be all. Good, I hope I can remember everything about this. Alright, Evans, we're going to put everything on record now. Bear with me. Just a few questions and you'll be free to go. Well then, at what time were you at the victim's place? 6 p.m.? Don't waste my time. At what time were you at the victim's place? What? 3 p.m.? Probably at 3 p.m.? Really, or do you like to mess with me? I just said poorly. Anyway, we were saying... now focus and tell me the truth. At what time were you at the victim's place? Oh god, that's so difficult. 6 p.m.? I think around 6 p.m, give or take a few minutes. Not really. We're off by 15 minutes and that's not some minor detail. That's a minor detail? God damn it. It's of course. Now focus and tell me the truth. At what time were you at the plane? Right here. It was 5:45 p.m. and we were organized for the time. In fact, some eyewitness saw you at the victim's house around that time. Why did you go to victim's house? To buy? Buy weed, nothing else. Next time be more careful. Some people just bring trouble. At least I think so. What time did you leave the victim's house? 6 p.m? Around 6 p.m. In fact, the people who claim to have been there after you didn't see you. Did you see anyone after visiting the victim? A friend. Oh, the directions turned around. I had to go left to go right. I spent the whole afternoon with a friend. Can you tell me the name? Of course, her name is Mare Solonay. Where did you go? Arcade. Come on, get over here. Went to Jolly Blue, the arcade. Was it a date? Something like that. What did you do while there? What? We played? God damn it. We played some video games. How long to say at arcade? Wait. That's 2 hours. 3 hours. No, I wouldn't say so. The Jolly Blue closes at 8:30. Try to be more cooperative. How long did you stay at? 2 hours, I guess. About 2 hours. Okay, and then tell me, where did you go after leaving the arcade? To the park. To the park. Come on. Don't waste my time. Where did you go after going to the park? Park. We went to the park. The park, huh? And tell me, what did you do at the park? We smoked. We smoked what I had bought. The park? Brilliant. Why not in front of a school while you were at it? Congratulations on your choice of letteration. What time did you leave at the park? 9:30. At 9:30 p.m. Let's proceed. After leaving the park, what did you do? Friends home. Friends home. Walked my friend home. And tell me, where does your friend live? Near the park. She lives near my house. I see, and tell me, neighbors saw you near the victim's house at night. Do you know anything about it? Was passing by. I happened to be passing by there. Interesting. What time did you pass the victim's by? Midnight. Midnight. Where's midnight? Come on. Give me midnight. Over there. Don't waste my time. What time? No. Oh, God. Could I, please? For the love of God, where is it? Don't waste my time. What time? At midnight. Yes, it matches what the witness said. Why did you return to the vicinity of the home? What? Keys. No, that's not right. Why doesn't control right? Oh, come on, please, for the love of God. No. Oh, don't waste my time. I can't go on anymore. I'll tell you everything. Oh, fuck. Try again. Try again. This is my one chance to put everything back together and review every detail of my alibi. I won't be able to review it again, I have to remember every detail. I stopped by the victim's house late in the afternoon to briefly meet them. I left at 6 p.m. and went to the arcade with a friend afterward. We went to... So we didn't know that it's 5:45 that we went over. We went for a walk in the park at 8 a.m. and stayed until 9:30 p.m. Afterwards, I walked my friend home, which was near my home. I got home at 1 a.m. However, around midnight, I passed by the victim's house on my way to retrieve the keys I had left at the park. That should be all right. So let's give this another try, shall we? Alright, Evans, we're going to put everything on record. Bear with me now, just a few questions, and then you'll be free to go. Well then. At what time were you at the victim's place? 5:40. And we were organized for the time. In fact, some eyewitnesses saw you at the victim's house around that time. Why did you go to the victim's house to buy? Buy weed, nothing else. Next time, be more careful, some people just bring trouble. At least I think so. What time did you leave the victim's house? 6 p.m. Around 6 p.m. In fact, the people who claim to have been there after you didn't see you. Did you see anyone else with anything? The victim? I spent the whole afternoon with a friend. Can you tell me their name? Of course, her name is May. May Silverner. Where did you go? To the... where? Arcade. Arcade. We went to Jolly Blue, the arcade. Was it a date? Something like that. What did you do there? We played. Come on, get over here. Get over here. God damn it. Don't waste my time. Time is really close, you know? We played some video games. How long did you stay? For 2 hours. About 2 hours. Okay, then tell me. Where did you go after leaving the arcade? We were home. We went home. Oh, I don't think so. We know you came back home earlier. Later. No focus on tell me the truth. Where did you go after leaving the arcade? The park. Park? God damn it. Is there some way to... Don't waste my time. No. A park. We went to the park. At the park. And tell me, what did you do at the park? Now is not the time to be shy. Come on, answer me. What did you do at the park? We smoked. We smoked what I had bought. At the park? Brilliant. Why not in front of school where you had a congratulations choice of location? What time did you leave the park? Where is it? Come on. Oh, god damn it. At 9:30 p.m. Let's proceed. After leaving the park, what did you do? Home. Home. We went back home. Oh, I don't think so. We know they came much later. No, focus and tell me. After leaving the park, friend's home. Friend's home. Friend's home. I walked my friend home. Tell me. Where does your friend live? Near my home. She lives near my house. See, tell me. I never saw you near the victim's house at night. Do you know anything about it? What is this? It happened to be passing by there. Interesting. What time did you pass by the victim? At midnight. Freaking hell. Come on. Give me midnight over here. Don't waste my time. I need midnight over here. Midnight. Yes. At midnight. Yes, it matches what the witnesses said. Why did you return to the vicinity of the home? Keys. Oh, god damn, it's different. It's different. I need to go back. Here, over here, down here. Keys. I had lost my keys in the park, so I went back to look for them. Michael's house was on our way. I understand. Why did you decide to pick up the keys at midnight? What? What? God damn it. Why did they change? I don't want Parrish. Can I get something else? Don't waste my time. Why did you decide to go back? Notice late. Come on. I get it. Yes! After accompanying my friend to her house, I noticed that I no longer had them. I've experienced the same. You admitted that you had driven past the victim's house at midnight. Why didn't you say so before? Forgotten. Sorry, it slipped my mind. You're free to go, for now. I'm done wasting my breath today, but don't get too comfortable. We may need to call you back. I need to get out of here as soon as possible. Woo! I managed! The times are really short. And the controls are really... I like that mechanic. I really like it. But it's hard. It's a little hard, and some are just basically praying and hoping that the answer button just moves where you want it to. Because not only are they swapped, they just veer off into a direction that you cannot control. So you basically need to hope that it goes into the right way. That seems a little unfair, in my opinion. But just my take here. My steps are quick and unsteady, as if my feet struggle to lift off the ground. But as long as each one carries me farther away from there, I don't stop walking. After several minutes, I realize I have wandered far enough. I have no idea where I am, but I can feel my legs about to give out. I lean my back against the low wall and let myself slide down until I'm sitting on the ground. My gaze drifts, unfocused and hollow, as if the world itself is blurred around me. Even the simple act of trying to concentrate feels unbearably draining. If it weren't for that fragile thread of strength and the faint sense of decency that urged me to leave, I might have closed my eyes, surrendered to sleep right then and there. A few hours later, I return home. I'm standing at the doorstep, sliding the keys into the lock, when, before I can even turn them, I feel a soft, warm body press against my back. A small palm gently covers my eyes. I wonder why she enjoys treating me this way. I was getting worried. Her voice, soft, brushes against my ear, deliberately close. She knows exactly what she's doing. Yet beneath the sweetness lingers a faint trace of indifference, a quiet reminder that deep down she doesn't really care. I'm sorry, but it's a necessary burn. She's unbearable, but I can't bring myself to react. Her warmth, her breath, the sound of her voice. For a fleeting moment, they feel like a strange kind of comfort. Maybe all I need is someone by my side. Someone I don't have to hide anything from. I can't stand it when you stay silent. I'm trying my best too. Did you really think it would be easy? How naive, Matthew. You reason just like your father. Wasn't he the one who got you into trouble? I'm at my limit. I really can't take it anymore. I can feel the anger boiling inside me, and I have the impression that she was aiming for exactly this. I'm exhausted from talking. Can't bear even one more word. I shake off her hand, seize her by the neck and slam her against the wall. What are you expecting me to do? What reaction do you hope for? That's your goal? Do you really think you can control me? The hold grows firmer. For an instant, her expression reveals surprise, a hint of shock at that strength. I'm looking for the path that will bring me to him. I feel empty. All my energy is gone, and I no longer care to make sense of it. I release her and step back. I return home and, with my last ounce of strength, collapse onto the sofa. She joins me, sitting close, but it doesn't matter to me. She can do as she pleases. She runs her hand along my back and leans in, her breath barely touching my lips. You'll have to do it again, but everything will be fine because I'll be with you. I close my eyes, exhausted. That's the demo. And I gotta say, I absolutely enjoyed that thing. I can't wait for a full game, but there might be some needed balancing. Things that I actually quite disliked were the sudden jump from casually answering things to being super pressed for time to answer all the things, and also about the very specific things. If I might add my take on that, maybe put some tidbits of information for your thoughts for the alibi in uncontrolled way floating around on the screen, so that maybe if you can't remember something, you can look it up or take your educated guess. And also just start a little slower with the time. Let the time be. Let the countdown be a little longer in the earlier ones, and maybe you can just slowly ramp up the urgency of the situation. But I was kind of overrun here. Otherwise, I really liked that thing. So I hope everyone else enjoyed it as well. I'll see you next time. I've been Gloomy. I hope you have a good day. And bye-bye.